All right, so the first thing I'm doing with mine is taking the stock solution, and I filled it to the line, stuck the probe in there, and I'm going to leave that like that for 30 minutes. Now, the reason I decided to do that is because of this in the instructions. If the tester hasn't been used for a long time, over a month, please soak the probe in the 3M KCl solution for 15 minutes and calibrate before test. I'm just going to chuck it in there for 30 minutes to make sure, and so I get a good calibration. For the first calibration as well, I'm going to be running a 3-point calibration just to make sure that this meter is on and set before I start using it for my grow. You will need these 3 vials that come with the kit, and you'll also need the stock solutions of each. After you're done with the test, don't discard those solutions. They are good for at least 10 tests, with the exception of the pH 10, which according to the instructions is only good for 5 tests. Oh, just whatever you do, after you calibrate, don't put these back into the bottle because they will be somewhat affected by even just rinsing solution and by going from different solution to different solution. That'll affect future calibrations. Just as a safety disclaimer, this is just what I'm going to do today. You should be researching what you need to do for safety precautions before handling the extreme pH solutions or any of the pH solutions or the solutions that we have here. All right, then we're just going to pull this paper tab. Tab is out, and we're going to take out our stock solution here, or our resting solution, and we're going to give our probe a rinse in water. Okay, we'll power up our probe, and push and hold calibrate, and that goes into the 7. Now we'll give this a little swirl too. Till we get our smiley face. Once we have that, look at that. Right from the factory, bang on the money. Pretty sweet. Push the calibration button. Okay, next, we're going to rinse off our probe. All right, with our probe rinsed, it's time for the 4.0 solution. Next, we're going to long press on the calibration. Perfect. And into the 4.0. Same thing here, we're going to give it a little swish. And we're looking for the smiley face there. And a 4.0 on the bottom. Once we do have that, we can push calibrate. And there we go. Into another rinse. And my rinse solution here is RO water. If you have distilled water, that'll work too, but don't use tap water. Okay, that's rinsed. Here again, push and hold calibration. Screen turns green. And here again, into the solution. Give it a swish. And let it rest. Now we see a smiley face and 10.0 once. Once 10.01 stays with a smiley face and it's stable, push the calibration, and that's complete. Now you should see an L, M, and an H on your screen. That lets us know our calibration is complete. Here again, take the probe out, give it a rinse again. Our probe is now good for testing any pHs that we want, And if we want to, we can put it back into our storage, our KCl solution if we want to store it. And we can push and hold power to power off. Or are you wondering if these things are liquid tight? I am too, so I'm going to find out for you. Don't take my word for it either. Make sure the caps are on. Probably best to store these upright. I'm just checking for my own experimentation here. Now, just as a bonus here, so you know how many times you've tested with that solution, just chuck a piece of masking tape on there. And we've tested once. Put a tick on it. Well, it's been about 5 minutes and none of these are leaking, so that at least gives me some kind of peace of mind about putting them back into the container.